this is Paul with Headwaters seat covers. Just got done designing the Jeep 2018 JL Wrangler Unlimited Sahara Edition. This model will also go forward, the style of seats will go forward to 2019 and 2020. Some of the particular features of this particular model is leather. It does have heated seats, and it also has a side impact airbag, which we make provisions for in the seat cover, so the seat cover will allow that airbag to deploy. It also has a couple of levers on the outside. This one is for lumbar. You can notice pump up your lumbar for lower back support, and also it has this lever on the side which actually elevates the seat. And what I'll do before I start installing on this seat cover, I'm going to lift that seat all the way up into the air. And what that does is it's going to free up all those controls and make this seat a little bit easier to work with. Next, I'm going to remove this headrest. To do so, you're going to have to recline the backrest. We have two buttons to release the headrest. So this one, the big one, you can just use to release it up all the way as far as it can go. Now you'll push the other one and simultaneously just kind of inch them up a little bit. What you want to do is have them come up equally. You don't want to pull up on one side, not the other. So once they start going, just nice and easy, slide those out, and then we'll go ahead and set that aside. Next, we're going to have to release this panel from the back side of the seat. It's held on by elastic, so basically you just feel where that elastic is, and I'm going to just reach my hand up underneath there, and you can feel that it just goes right around a plastic hook. There's a plastic hook underneath the seat that these things hook into, so we're just going to temporarily remove those, and that'll gain us access to put on the seat cover. You'll notice there's a few wires here as well, and we want to avoid anything here. There's a wire that goes up into the backrests here, and that is for your airbag. So when we put the seat cover on, we're going to tuck that around and make sure we're not interfering or hampering any of these wires. On front and rear sets of seat covers, you'll have the covers will be bundled, and they'll have front label on it and also rear label. So you're going to unroll these guys. You'll notice that on the inside right of each piece is going to be the labeling of what each piece is. We name them very simple, and you can kind of tell, you know, what these pieces are. This is the lid. You have a little front cutout for the lid. Here's your headrest covers. The seat cover bottoms will also be labeled on the inside right of each piece. So inside right, you're going to have PB and the driver bottom. On the inside right, you're going to have a DB, and you also notice on the driver bottom, you're going to have a nice generous cutout or a hole for that lumbar knob on there. Backrests also will be marked on the inside right of each piece. Another identifying factor for the backrest, and it is very critical on the backrest that you get the proper backrest on, because we do so with the airbag. The backside left corner of the driver's seat has our logo on it. First off, we're going to install the headrest covers on that headrest that I just removed. So you'll notice all of our seat covers are hook and loop, Velcro fastening. So the extending hook Velcros are going to go to the front on this particular headrest. I'm going to cap it over. What I'll do quite often, I'll squeeze those bars in between my legs. Now, you may check those things, see if they have any grease. These are clean, but some of you will find to have a little grease. You might want to clean them off before you put them between your legs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide this on, and when I slide it on, I'm going to saw this thing back and forth because they are tight. They're going to be very tight going on. Okay, so I'm going to slide that down. Next thing I want to do is I want to center this. So there's seams underneath here that I use to create this cover, and I can see that the whole thing needs to kind of slide a little bit that way. Okay, next thing I'll do is I'm going to really work this down each side. A little bit more centered. I gotta go that way just a little bit. Okay, work that down. And the extending hook Velcros are going to just go right underneath to this little loop strip. There. And there we have the headrest cover installed. Next, we're going to install the driver bottom. And again, the driver bottom has that round cutout. And on the inside right, it's going to say DB. First thing you want to do is remove these curious little hook Velcro with the plastic buckle on them. We're going to set these just behind the seat. What these buckles are going to do is they're going to fasten underneath the seat to some metal framework and then attach to the back of the seat cover. And what that's going to do is it'll keep that back of that seat cover anchored so it's not squirreling around on you. So just carefully release those Velcros. So, and you want to be really careful with these Velcros. So they're going to get stuck on stuff. They're going to stick on carpeting that's on the seat. What you don't want to do is just get frustrated when it sticks to something and just yank on that seat cover, because you can tear that Velcro off. So just be careful with these Velcros. You get them hooked up, they'll last for years. You just don't want to get frustrated and start yanking on them. Okay, we're going to put these buckles behind the seat. I'm going to slide this back just a little bit. The long extending hook Velcros are going to go to the front. We're going to route those under the seat. And you can see that Velcro hooks up and sticks to everything. You want to work this seat cover around that knob, and do that. Just pull that thing way under. Tuck that thing way under. It goes under there real easy. There we go. Okay. Tuck that cover behind here. And what you want to be careful for, under this seat, all the pieces of metal are going to be pretty sharp. So don't just blindly reach your hand underneath there and grab for stuff. If you have a light, that's very beneficial to look under there while you're routing these Velcros. But just take a little extra caution, and know that this slide rail here, where the seat slides back and forth, has grease on it too. So it's very likely you could touch this and get grease on your hands and put it on your seat cover. You wouldn't see it on this camouflage one, but you would see it on the solid color. So just take a little extra care and protect your fingers and protect your seat cover. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to tuck the cover behind this plastic cowling right here, just a little bit, okay, which is going to help center that hole. Now I'm going to work this fabric around to the inside. So what I'm doing with the seat cover is I'm working the fabric that's here. So where the two parts of the seat cover were sewn together, this piece of fabric, I'm pushing that to the outside. I want to work my fingers and work that fabric all the way to the outside. See how nice that looks? If we pack that in, you're going to get a jumbled and just not a clean edge. Very easy to do. So just work that way around. I work it the same way on the front corner, all the way around. Okay, and as I get to this point right here, I'm going to keep the tension on this seat cover. I'm going to just tuck this back edge in. Go real nice and easy, real careful. Especially when you're getting around the edges here. Just watch out if there's any metal in there. Yeah. I tuck that through to the back. I can slide this seat ahead a little bit. That'll give me the room to just reach around behind here and tighten that up. So what I'm doing right now is I am feeding the seat cover around all these wires. Okay, so I'm using my hand down the front. I'm sliding it, tightening up that cover, bringing that back in a little bit more. Okay. Everything looking good. I'm going to pull that a little bit more to the inside. I was looking at my seat cover in the outside edge, and it was just a little bit wrinkly. What I can do is we're going to take this top side of the seat cover. You can see just very slight wrinkles here. Okay, and I could see the edge of this material where it's sewn together is kind of pulled up a little bit too far. That tells me that the seat cover needs to go this way, and what that'll do is it'll just tighten up this edge. So I'm going to slide my hand down here. I'll pull on that cover. Okay, I'm working that thing back, and there we go. That thing straightened right out. Okay. Next, we're going to route these long Velcros underneath the seat all the way to the back edge, and they're going to hook up to that Velcro we just connected there. So easiest way to do that is just to fold these things in half. Helps you route them up and over. So we're taking the sticky and putting the sticky in. Be careful sliding your hands down this stuff. It'll give you a cut worse than a paper cut. Okay, once you do that, it's as stiff as a ruler. Exactly where this Velcro is sewn on is exactly where it has to route under the seat. As you'll notice, there's a big electrical box right here, but the Velcro is going to route to the side of that. We don't want to go over the top or pin any boxes down or any kind of electrical hardware. So I'm going to slide the seat forward a little bit. Going to gather that Velcro. So Velcro's all set there. So what I'm doing now is I'm pulling with my right hand, and then look at the top of the seat. As I'm pulling on it from behind the seat, I'm going to take my front hand and I'm going to sweep my hand back to tighten that seat cover. Okay? Sweep your hand back, pull down on that seat cover. Now, with my front hand, I'm going to run that through the seat. I've pinned it down to the seat. Okay? We've got it tight. All you have to do is grab that Velcro, avoid these wires. Okay, this wire here, I'm just going to get that out of the way, move it to the side, pull that Velcro tight, and press it right down to the seat cover. Make sure we get that wire free. Okay, we're going to do the same thing for the inside Velcro. Exactly where that's sewn on, it has to route back to the back edge. And the same as the other one, we're going to route that thing way to the outside. Over here. When I swept my hand down the back edge, got it all tightened up. And we're going to take that, we're going to pull that tight. Hook that right up to the cover. Alright. Next, you'll notice we have these left and right Velcro. So there's a 1x14 Velcro sewn on the outside edge of that seat cover. Same thing with the other one. Just makes it easy if you fold it in half. Stiffens that up. That's going to go right over the seat action. And right in front of this bracket, I'm going to come right around the corner. And that's going to hook right up to the back edge of the seat. Okay. What I want to do when I'm hooking this, first I want to avoid this wire. So make sure we're not pinning that down in any way. That wire is free. Okay. What I want to do is, as I'm pulling on this, I'm going to sweep my hand along the side of the seat so I can gain a little bit of fabric and kind of smooth down the outside of the seat. As I'm pulling on that, we'll take this corner Velcro, we're going to pull everything tight. We're going to hook that up to here. We have an inside Velcro, same, about a 1x14. We'll just fold that in half here, and like everything else, right where it's sewn on. I think we can lift that up and get that out of the way. Right where that's sewn on is where that has to route through. And I can come under the seat, right there. Carefully reach down in there, pull that out. Now we have to avoid these wires. Okay, so I'm going to get that. You want to keep all your Velcros to the top so we're not impeding any of these boxes or wires or anything. If you have anything that's touching them, you can just move it over like I did there. Okay, I'm going to open that Velcro up. And same as I did on the other side, I'm going to get it on top of that. Same as I did on the outside. So as I'm pulling this Velcro, I'm going to slide my hand down the inside part of the seat next to the console, and it just tightens it up and gathers up the slack. And I'll just go ahead and press that right into the seat cover. Next, we'll take these plastic buckles. These plastic buckles are going to have to go underneath the seat. So we're going to find that nice metal edge here. So we're going to put this guy here. I'm going to figure out that Velcro here. This is the seat heater. So the easiest way to put these on is to get to that metal edge. You're going to push up with one hand and pull with the other. See? Hooked right onto that. And remember, this is critical. This is going to keep your seat cover from sliding around. Okay? We're going to pull that tight down in the middle. Connect that up. And grab the other one. I'm going to feel for that same metal edge. That's where all the upholstery is hooked up to. Right in there. Going to hook that up. And we'll go ahead and put him right there. So tight. Okay, now you notice you got a bunch of extra Velcro here. We normally cut that off. We'll just trim that off. If you're going to do that, be very careful. You're not cutting any wires. The easiest way to do that, what I do, is I'll touch it to the seat cover, touch my fingers to it where it starts, pull it away, trim, put it back on. Same way here, pull it away a little bit, put it back on. There you go. As you'll notice, there's no knob and no lever on this side for the seat cover for the passenger side. It does install exactly the same. And what you're going to do with that seat cover, you're going to tuck that thing in. It'll tuck under there a good bit as you're installing it. So like I said, it installs exactly like the driver's side with the exception of the lumbar knob and the seat height adjust. Next, we're going to install the driver's top. On the inside, you're going to see DT on the inside right. And the other identifying factor is that the Headwaters seat covers label is on the back left side. Very important. For that, we have sewn in the seam here with our airbag thread. Little tiny breakaway thread. So it's imperative that you get this on the driver's seat. We don't want to put the airbag seat on the inside and switch those backrests around. If you do have trouble with that seat cover, if the airbag does blow out, they work, we fix them. All you have to do is you send it to us, we fix them the same day, and we'll send them right back out to you, no charge. So we're going to install this. We're going to keep the logo on the back side. And the other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to curl this hook Velcro here. I'm going to curl that inside itself. So what that's going to do is it's going to keep it from hooking on the fuzzy carpet on the back side of the seat. As you can notice here, we have a binocular pouch high on the backrest. And we also have a map pocket sewn here with also a smaller pouch below that. From what we're told, the Jeeps are pretty limited on their storage space, so we do have lots of options that way. You'll notice these buckles hooked to the front. Same buckles we use on the seat bottoms. They're very handy. What you're going to do is just temporarily remove those, and I'm just going to throw them right off behind the seat. And so fuzzy loop tabs go to the front. Got this back edge curled up so it doesn't catch on the fuzz on the way down. And kind of like that headrest cover, when I'm pulling it down, I kind of try to saw it back and forth a little bit. Helps it go on a little easier. You know, this would be pretty tight. Okay, and here again, so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to work this seam. I'm going to work that out. So where the two pieces are sewn together, I'm just going to push that out here. Tuck that down. Work that towards the top of the seat. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to tuck the seat cover under the plastic for the headrest, and you want to do that starting on the push button side first. Okay, you don't want to go from this side and push down on that and potentially damage that delicate button. Same thing on this side, push buttons on the inside. We're just going to push that over and cap that in. Next what I'm going to do is I'm going to get onto this. I'm going to pull down on it pretty hard. So this is what that outside part of that seat cover should look like. There shouldn't be any wrinkles on this. Should be nice, perfectly smooth. We're going to pull that cover down so it fits into the nice dip that's on top of the seat. So I pulled this side down. I'm going to pull this side down. Okay. We got everything looking good. Next we're going to tuck in this back edge for the plastic. And we're going to tuck the front edge of the cover in this way. Okay, and I'm going to come around to the back side and work with this. So what I'll do, make sure we're clearing all the wires that we have out there. Okay, and I'm going to hold this flap up with my head, and I'm going to pull down like crazy on this. See that? Just pull down hard on that. Next, we're going to deal with some more of these buckles. Now, you'll feel on the underside here, there's a nice metal bar that runs front to back that we're going to connect up with. And there's also one right underneath here. We're going to connect up to this metal bar right here, right up underneath the inside. Okay, it's a pretty good distance up under here. You're going to feel that metal rod in there. And you're going to just click that snap onto that rod. Okay, so that's securely fastened there. I'm going to go over to underneath the other side and reach. It's up there a ways, and you may have covered it up partially with your Velcro, so you might have to push that a little bit to the side. There, I've got that one hooked to that buckle hooked to the metal. So again, what we want to do is we're going to pull down hard on the front side of that seat cover. I'm going to pin that loop Velcro to the seat. I'm going to take that hook Velcro. I'm going to press it right up to it. Here's one of those wires we got to watch out for. Okay. And we want to watch out and avoid this wire. So we're going to come onto this, pull down hard. Okay. Pull down hard, pin it to the seat, take that Velcro, touch it right to it. So we want to see how the front of the seat looks. It looks like it's pulled in there pretty good. You notice the seat is all the way in the straight up position. What we're going to do is we're going to recline that, and you'll notice the front of this thing tighten up a little bit. We're going to recline it to where the driving procedure is. Notice that tighten up nicely. All right. And I can notice I've got something happening here, so the outside front of the seat cover is actually rounded, and I haven't got that around the outside part of the seat here. So I'm just going to take and might have to disconnect that to get that to come over. It will take a little messing around to get these things to where you're going to leave them to stay. So if I just loosen that up a little bit, stick my finger in here. There we go. Pull that right around the front corner. Get that tucked in there. I'm going to come around to the back side. Seat cover should cover everything. So you won't find too many of our seat covers that did not cover the seat. So we really shoot for covering everything. There we go. That looks a lot nicer. Again, recline. Nice and easy. Pushing that little lever first just to get it started, and then she'll go all the way in. All right, so we're going to flip this back up. We'll finish off the rest of the seat cover. We're going to take those elastics. We're going to hook them under the seat to those plastic hooks that are underneath there. Might have to search around to find them a little bit, but right here and right here is the other one. Oh, where are you? There he is. Right there. Lastly, we're going to come around the back side. You notice this hook Velcro sewn inside the back edge of the seat cover. What you do from there, we're just going to pull that down and press that to that fuzzy carpet that's on the seat. You notice we got some Velcros here. You're going to pull that down, and these will actually curl right around. Okay, going to hook to the back side very neatly. On that outside, this inside will just hook up flush. There we go. So you can see those accessories are pretty handy. We got a little pouch there for things. We also have our big, generous map pocket, 17 inches wide, that fits on that. And then this is a plastic reinforced binocular pouch that serves for many purposes other than just the binocular pouch. Lastly, we're going to install the console lid. You'll notice the lid has opening on the front for the latch, and also we have an opening for the lock mechanism. So carefully disconnect the Velcros and keep them laying out if you can. Now here again, they're sticking to each other. Don't get frustrated. Start yanking on them because you can rip these things off. So what I like to do is keep them opened up, keep them splayed out. The notch out in the front, notch out goes to the front, and you notice there is no hole for the lock mechanism. This customer didn't ever plan to lock his lid, so we just didn't even cut a hole for that. Many people, I imagine, are probably not going to want to lock their lid. So we're just going to take this with the Velcros laid open and place that right over the top. I usually get right in here and kneel behind it. And you're just going to tuck it around the front corner, get that to sit, and we're going to come around the back corner here. Okay, so what I like to do is just hold that thing down while I'm opening it up so it doesn't pop off the back corners. Okay, open that up nice and easy. You notice this Velcro, so exactly where it needs to go, right along the outside edge. Best way to hook these Velcros up is to grab them at their ends. So grab it at their opposite ends to hook them up. This one I won't get too crazy with it yet, and we're just kind of getting that thing into position. I'll just kind of put that on there lightly. And grab the other one. This one I'll probably pull on pretty good. We got stuff getting in position. So in order to get that tight, you're going to grab the top, you're going to grab the bottom, you're going to give it a good tug. You're not going to tear these off pulling straight on them. Okay, that Velcro will line up there. Now I'm going to come back to this one and I'll give her just a little bit more. And here again, you're just going to grab opposite ends, so now I'm going to really pull on it. I'm probably putting 30 pounds of pressure on there at least. Okay. Next, we're going to hook up this back corner one. As you're tightening these side ones, you'll notice the lip on this console. It won't allow us to go tight on this. Otherwise, this little inner console thing won't be able to close. So we're going to have to give that a little bit of slack. Okay. So we're going to push that. Then we'll just come over here and see if we can push that down all the way into the corners, and that does look like it's going to push nicely. You want to have a little bit snug, but you don't want to force it so much that you end up breaking these latches. Okay, front one, leave that a little loose as well. Let that flex in. We'll see where that gets us. See if that closes. Yep, that does it. Yep, so then you can lift your bottom one, access your bottom, access your top, and you notice now they're a little bit loose as you have it lifted up. So as you set them back down, that'll tighten right up.